Hello princesses, today I'm going to be talking about the TIRTIR Mask Fit Red Cushion. I picked this up because I really needed a cushion for my overnight case, and I was very curious because it is a very famous cushion. I picked mine up in the shade 17C Porcelain because it was the lightest shade that was available to me at the time, and I picked it up from a local store in New Zealand called Hikoko, or Haikoko, I'm not actually sure. So for the product description, it has a lot of claims, some of which I agree with and some of which I do not agree with. So it says that there is one cushion sold every 4 seconds. It's an all-in-one solution for glass skin, has intense hydration, a weightless feel, long-lasting radiance, and gives the skin a natural glass skin glow. So I will come back to some of these at the end afterwards. So the packaging is very interesting. It's a little bit more elongated and more egg-shaped than the traditional cushions that I'm used to, which are generally more circular. This means that the cushion puff inside is also that longer egg shape, which is a little bit strange. I picked up the colour 17C Porcelain, which is a little deeper than my own skin tone, but I still think that it is very workable. Other than that, it's pretty much like a traditional cushion. It has the mirror on the inside, and then the cushion is underneath the little flap. Okay, so for this one I am going to be using the cushion puff, which has just been washed. Although it's not my favourite one because I can only fit 2 fingers through the little strap. Which seems like a really weird complaint, I know, but like, I don't know, it's just how I'm used to doing it. So I did get the shade 17C, which is Porcelain. It is a little bit on the darker side, I've noticed through the day, but when I apply it, it looks fine. So I will see how we do in the afternoon. I'm not a massive fan of full coverage, which is why I didn't try this on earlier. I actually picked it up because I had gotten rid of my other cushion, the Espoir cushion, earlier than anticipated because I really didn't like the finish of the Espoir. It was very drying for me, and so I decided to pick up this one instead. Because it's what was available in New Zealand. We don't have that many K-beauty stores, and I specifically wanted a cushion because this belongs in my travel bag. And I've been using it for the past 6 weeks, but I only use it once a week because, like I said, it's in my travel bag. Okay, so this is the half face, and you can definitely tell that it blurs all of the redness and it looks very not full coverage, I would say, but like a decent amount of coverage. In comparison to the other side, you can definitely see a lot more flaws on the skin, and this one looks more smooth. So I did the whole half face with just like one little bit of the cushion. So a little does go quite a long way for this one, and I have a tendency to over apply it. So I will find that I end up putting on too much and it looks a little bit too intense, too full coverage, too mask-like. For me personally, I prefer less coverage. And I'm going to put some over the birthmark, but it's not really going to do much. Like, it really blurs the line between my face though, which is kind of cool. It's a bit harder to see, you know. So here is the full face of the cushion. There is a little bit less coverage on the forehead because once I'm finished with my makeup today, will be doing my bangs. There's a little eyelash there. And you just notice that the middle part of my forehead was a little bit bare there. It's an awkward place. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, so if I turn the exposure down, you can see a little bit more of the detail. Oh my god. Eyelashes everywhere. So I left the forehead a little bit more bare, but you can definitely see some of the texture still, and the flaws, you can see the birthmark a little bit more clear now, as well as a little above the lip scars, and I have one scar on my nose. That's pretty well covered though, because that one's quite red. So you can't see the red scarring, but you can see the purple scarring still. I could probably put more on, but I don't really want to. Okay, so it has been 7 hours now. I have 5 more hours of my day left. And this is how the foundation is looking at the cushion. was kind of debating whether it looks better in this lighting or over here. Actually, this is much better. So we still have pretty good coverage, and I have been playing the flute today and there is no smudge, which is good. There is a little bit of oil around the T-zone and under the bangs as well, but nothing major. Overall, I would say that it still looks good and doesn't need a touch-up or anything. So I will see you guys at the end of the day. There's the color difference as well. So it's a little bit darker than my neck. Still, like, kind of hard to tell. It's not that bad. So for the cushion itself, there are definitely a few things that I do enjoy. I think that the coverage is excellent. It really covers up pretty much everything, but in a very natural way. Like, I do feel like I can see a few of the freckles, but it does cover up any of the acne scarring fairly well. So from a distance, my skin does look very flawless, very nice, and I think that it looks really, really good on camera. I'm not wearing it today because my skin is really, really, really dry. Very annoying, but it's okay. And I think that it is generally fairly easy to apply. It is a traditional cushion, so that's why I picked these for my travel bag. They are super quick and easy to do, like, on the go. And then there are a few things that I do not love about this cushion, and they are incredibly, like, personal things for me. I do have more of a dry skin type. I have flaky skin around my nose, around my mouth, and the center part of my forehead, which is strange because that's where my skin used to be, like, the most oily. And I do feel like this cushion does exacerbate that dryness. It feels like it lifts up the dry skin. It doesn't feel hydrating. So I was really interested to see that it has like a whole paragraph about how it's essence type skincare, intense hydration, lightweight, non-greasy formula. I do agree that it is lightweight and non-greasy, but I don't think that it moisturizes the skin, and in particular, I feel like if I don't do enough skin prep in the morning, like a lot more moisturizer than normal, and maybe a moisturizing primer as well, I do think that it looks really bad on my skin. Again, that is me personally. I do agree that it does feel weightless. I don't feel like I feel like I'm wearing makeup, which is really cool. And it is incredibly long lasting, so I definitely agree with that as well. There are a few paragraphs about natural glass skin glow and the all-in-one solution for glass skin, and I personally disagree. I didn't feel like it made my skin look glassy and hydrated. It gave more of a matte appearance for me. Maybe that's just my skin, I'm not sure. Maybe it's my application technique. Again, I'm not sure about that one. But I definitely don't think that it looked that great on my skin. I am very much used to a thinner coverage, light coverage, and a more natural look. And for me, for this one, I felt like it really emphasized, like I said, the dry skin, and it also really emphasized the pores and the texture of my skin. Those fine lines around the eyes, they were much more apparent to me on inspection of my skin. So I'm going to put like a little photo. I was taking it off my eye for an eye problem before, but you can just kind of see the skin in the background, and it just, yeah, you can definitely see the texture, especially around my cheeks here, and then the pores around my nose and the fine lines. So not super great. For me personally, once I buy a new cushion, which I'm hoping to do soon, I will actually probably take this out of my travel makeup bag and replace it with a different cushion, but I will continue using this one for makeup applications for YouTube. It looks fantastic on camera. Like, I took the footage of this one and I was like, that's stunning. But it's not something that I enjoy in real life. I feel like it doesn't look that great, but credit where credit is due. It looks fantastic on camera. So that is where I'm going to be utilizing it. This is where I feel like it looks the best. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, unless I really, really like it for the camera work. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.